Lo, those who wanders, draw near and be still. Tarry here for a while, I prithee, for these words are not spoken in haste, but offered as a sacred scroll, written not to the mind alone, but to the soul that hath long hungered for meaning. Hast thou not sensed it, the art of letting go, the quiet turning within, the unseen shift of thine own spirit, as if echoing the ancient rhythm of the earth? Thou art not alone in this sacred turning, for the soul, like the earth beneath thy feet, moveth through its seasons. Come now, beloved heart, walk with me through the seasons of life, for in these rhythms lie the truths thou hast long yearned to hear. Thy soul, much like the turning earth, knoweth seasons. It is not a straight path thou treadest, but a winding way marked by times of light and darkness, of warmth and cold, of blooming and withering. Each season of the soul hath its own beauty, its own burden, its own blessing. Thou mayest not choose the season into which thou art cast, but thou mayest choose how thou walkest through it, with bitterness or with grace. Thy soul is not idle, even when still. Thy growth is not ceased, even in silence. The heavens move, though the eye perceiveth them not. So too doth the spirit change, unfold and rise, oft unseen, but ever onward. In spring the soul awakens. After the long silence of winter, new stirrings are felt within. The whisper of hope, the trembling of fresh desire, the gentle call toward life anew. In this season thou mayest feel both wonder and fear, for beginnings are oft uncertain. Let not thy heart be troubled by the unknown, for just as the bud doth not yet see its bloom, thou needest not understand all that thou art becoming. Trust the planting, even if the soil still clingeth to thee. Thou art being shaped, and thy becoming is sacred. Fear not thy tender shoots, for they are signs of life. Thou needest not rise in full bloom, it is enough to rise at all. Spring bringeth thee lessons in faith, faith that what hath been buried shall rise again, that what once seemed lost may return tenfold. Give thanks for thy small beginnings, for they are not small in the eyes of heaven. Rejoice in each new stirring, each flicker of inspiration, each return of warmth to thy soul, for spring doth not burst forth all at once. Nay, it cometh in whispers, in slow unfolding, in grace unmeasured. Thou art not behind, thou art right on time. Then cometh summer, the soul's time of flourishing. The light is long, and thy heart may feel strong. The seeds thou once planted now stretch heavenward, bearing fruit. In this season thou mayest feel joy, connection, purpose. The days are rich with meaning. Rejoice, dear soul, but rejoice with humility, for summer is not a prize, but a passing gift. Drink deeply of its sweetness, but cling not to its sun. The warmth is thine to enjoy, not to possess. Let not pride arise when all is well, and yet let not fear creep in that it shall not last. For all is as it should be, and summer hath its rightful place in thy journey. In this season give freely. Be generous with thy joy. Let thy abundance spill over, blessing those whose fields are yet bare. For joy shared is joy multiplied. Let thy laughter echo with gratitude, and thy peace extend beyond thyself. For when the soul is full, it overfloweth with grace, and thou knowest not who thirsteth nearby for the cup that overrunneth from thy own hands. Yet, even in summer, beware of weariness. Too much sun may parch the ground. Remember to rest even in delight. Tend thy soul with care, and do not mistake movement for purpose. Be still and savor the good. But lo, autumn cometh. The leaves fall, and with them illusions. This is a season of surrender, of release. What once was vibrant now fades. What once sustained thee may slip away. Autumn doth teach the noble art of letting go. Resist not this holy shedding, for it is the work of the soul. Thou must not carry all things always. What served thee once may not serve thee now. To cling to that which is passing is to burden thyself with what no longer bringeth life. Mourn if thou must, grieve the falling leaves. But know this, letting go is not loss, it is preparation. The tree doth not die when it loses its leaves. Nay, it prepares to deepen its roots. So too with thee, dear heart, in surrender thou makest space, in release thou makest room for rest, and for the greater harvest yet to come. Autumn doth whisper, let go and trust. Not all that falleth is wasted, not all that withereth is gone forever. The soul must be light to endure the winter ahead, and in this release thou mayst find peace. Not because thou understandest, but because thou acceptest. Therein lies thy strength. And then the cold arrives. Winter wraps the earth in silence, and the soul too may grow still. In this season thou mayest feel forsaken, unseen, unheard, untouched. The warmth is gone, and the light seemeth distant. But tarry a while, and see rightly. Winter is not death, but deep rest. What groweth now groweth in secret. What stirreth now stirreth in the dark. This is the sacred hush of healing. Thou art not forgotten, though the world be quiet. The soul groweth not only in brightness, but in shadow. In this stillness thou art being made whole. Do not rush thy winter. Embrace its quiet gift. Here is where the soul listens most deeply. Here is where thou shalt hear the soft voice of the divine, whispering truths not heard in the noise of summer. Even now, beneath the frost, thy roots hold firm. Thou art gathering strength for the spring to come. If thou weepest in this season, weep not with shame, but with honesty. There is beauty in thy tears, and dignity in thy darkness. Not all light is visible to the eye. Some light is felt only within. Seasons turn as they always have. No one season is the whole of thy story. Each giveth what the soul requireth. Spring to begin, summer to rejoice, autumn to release, winter to renew. Judge not thy season, nor compare it to another's. The soul's growth is not a race, nor a ladder, but a rhythm, a sacred dance known only to thy Creator. If thou art in winter, do not envy another's summer. If thou art in autumn, do not mourn what once was spring. All things work together in time, and if thou feelest lost, unsure of the season in which thou dwellest, fear not. The heart knoweth even when the mind doth not. Be still, breathe, listen. Thy soul will speak in whispers. Change is the only certainty in this earthly life, and yet we resist it as though it were a thief. But lo, change is not thy enemy, it is thy teacher. It cometh not to harm thee, but to move thee toward thy fullest self. Let grace be thy companion. Speak kindly to thyself as thou shifteth from one season to the next. Thou needst not have it all understood. Walk gently, trust the unfolding. There is wisdom in the rhythm, there is purpose in the process, and there is strength within thee still unknown. Embrace thy season, love it even if it is hard, for this moment, this exact moment, is shaping thee into someone thy future self shall bless. O beloved soul, take heart. Whether thou art planting, blooming, letting go, or resting, thou art becoming. Even now, even in the silence, even in the ache, thou art being formed into something stronger, truer, more radiant than before. And when the time is right, thy soul shall rise again with new light. The dawn shall break, the flowers shall return, and thou shalt see clearly that no season was wasted, not one tear, not one silence, not one fall of a leaf was in vain. Each season hath shaped thee, each hath drawn thee closer to the truth of who thou art, and that truth is this: thou art worthy, thou art strong, thou art held, and thy story is far from over. So walk on, dear soul, through the changing days. Let each season do its work within thee. Embrace it with grace, and know this: thy light shall return, thy soul shall bloom again. Remember this scroll, and let it be a comfort to thee, for thou art not forsaken, thou art loved, and thou art worthy of peace. If this scroll hath touched thy heart, subscribe and let us walk together toward the light. Each step thou takest in this journey, though slow, brings thee nearer to the brightness that awaits thee.